Tony was no ordinary German shepherd, and his life before abandonment was a stark contrast to what lay ahead. Born into luxury, he was a pedigreed pup purchased by Mike, a millionaire known for his indulgent lifestyle. Mike's sprawling estate was filled with every imaginable comfort: a state-of-the-art kennel, premium dog food sourced from Europe, and even a personal dog trainer. For Tony, life seemed perfect on the surface, but beneath the glamour, cracks were beginning to show. From a young age, Tony struggled with persistent health problems. He had digestive issues, a weak immune system, and recurrent infections. While these conditions were manageable, they required constant care, attention, and expensive medical treatments. Mike at first seemed willing to go the extra mile, hiring the best veterinarians and ensuring Tony received top-notch care. But as weeks turned into months, Mike's patience began to wear thin. He wasn't the type of man accustomed to dealing with imperfections, and Tony's condition became an annoyance rather than a challenge to overcome. Mike's frustration grew as Tony's medical expenses piled up. Each trip to the vet felt like an unnecessary burden to someone who valued convenience above all else. His lavish lifestyle didn't leave much room for empathy or perseverance. Tony's once promising place as a cherished companion gradually shifted to that of a nuisance. The breaking point came on a sunny afternoon when Tony had another health scare. Mike had just returned from a high-profile business trip and was in no mood to deal with Tony's fragile state. Watching his dog struggle to keep up during their routine walk, Mike decided he'd had enough. In his mind, Tony was defective, an inconvenience he no longer wanted to bear. The decision to abandon Tony wasn't made out of desperation, but out of sheer indifference. Mike rationalized it as giving the dog a chance to survive on his own, but deep down, it was an act of selfishness. He loaded Tony into his luxury SUV and drove to the outskirts of town, far enough away that the dog wouldn't be able to find his way back. Stopping at a secluded park, Mike opened the car door and unceremoniously let Tony out. Without a second glance, he sped away, leaving Tony standing alone, confused and heartbroken. Tony watched the car disappear, his tail wagging uncertainly as if expecting Mike to return. When it became clear that he was truly alone, Tony began to pace, his movements slow and labored. For the first time in his life, he faced the harsh realities of survival. The lush lawns and comfortable beds he had known were replaced by unyielding pavement and indifferent passers-by. The days that followed were a blur of hunger, thirst, and exhaustion. Tony wandered aimlessly, his weakened body barely able to support him. The once vibrant dog, whose fur had shone with health, was now matted and dirty. His eyes, once filled with curiosity, now held a dull sadness. Strangers walked past him without a second thought, some even shooing him away when he got too close. Tony's health deteriorated rapidly. The infections that had plagued him before worsened without treatment, and his emaciated frame made every movement a struggle. He scavenged for food in trash bins and drank from muddy puddles, his instincts driving him to survive despite the odds. But the physical toll was immense, and Tony began to lose hope. Despite his dire situation, there were moments when Tony's spirit shone through. He would wag his tail at children who passed by, hoping for a kind word or a gentle pat. He would perk up at the sound of a friendly voice, only to be disappointed when it wasn't directed at him. Even in his darkest moments, Tony held on to a flicker of hope, a faint belief that someone might care enough to help him. As days turned into weeks, Tony's strength waned. He found refuge under a park bench, curling up tightly to conserve what little energy he had left. The world around him seemed to blur, and for the first time Tony felt the weight of despair. It was in this vulnerable state that fate intervened, setting the stage for the remarkable journey that would change his life forever. Jack, a decorated army officer with a history of resilience and compassion, wasn't looking for a companion that day in the park. He was on a rare break, taking in the crisp morning air and reflecting on the challenges of his military career. But as his eyes fell on the frail, shivering form of a German shepherd lying under a bench, he knew his day, and his life, was about to take an unexpected turn. Tony was barely clinging to life when Jack approached him. The dog's ribs protruded sharply beneath his patchy fur, and his dull, sunken eyes spoke of suffering and abandonment. Jack crouched down, speaking softly to the dog, careful not to startle him. "Hey, buddy," he said, his voice gentle but firm. "It's okay. I'm here to help." Tony, though weak and wary, seemed to recognize the kindness in Jack's tone. He mustered a faint wag of his tail, a gesture that broke Jack's heart. Without hesitation, Jack wrapped the dog in his jacket and carried him to his car, his military training guiding every move. "You're safe now," he whispered as he drove to the nearest veterinarian. The vet's prognosis was grim. Tony was severely malnourished, battling multiple infections, and suffering from chronic illnesses that had gone untreated for months. His survival was uncertain, and the treatments would be expensive and time-consuming. But Jack didn't flinch. He had faced countless challenges in his life, and he wasn't about to give up on this dog. "Do whatever it takes," he told the vet. "He deserves a chance." Back home, Jack transformed his living space into a haven for Tony. He set up a cozy bed, prepared a strict feeding schedule, and administered the medications prescribed by the vet. Every day was a battle, but Jack's patience and determination never wavered. He saw potential in Tony, a spark of resilience that mirrored his own, and he was committed to nurturing it. As weeks turned into months, Tony began to heal. His fur grew back glossy and thick, and his eyes regained their brightness. With Jack's care, he gained weight and strength, slowly transforming from a fragile, broken creature into a robust and lively dog. Jack didn't stop at physical recovery. He started basic training exercises, testing Tony's intelligence and responsiveness. To his delight, Tony excelled, quickly mastering commands and showing an innate ability to learn. Jack's bond with Tony deepened with every passing day. The dog's loyalty and gratitude were evident in every wag of his tail and every eager response to Jack's commands. Jack saw in Tony a kindred spirit, someone who had faced adversity and emerged stronger. "You're not just a dog," Jack often said. "You're a fighter." Inspired by Tony's progress, Jack decided to take his training to the next level. As a seasoned army officer, he knew the value of a well-trained working dog, and he saw immense potential in Tony. The idea of transforming the abandoned dog into a military asset took root, and Jack began an intensive training regimen. It wasn't just about teaching Tony skills. It was about unlocking his full potential. Jack's training methods were rigorous but compassionate, tailored to Tony's strengths and limitations. He started with basic obedience drills, gradually moving to advanced tasks like agility courses, scent detection, and search and rescue simulations. Tony's progress was astonishing. Despite his past, he displayed remarkable intelligence, focus, and determination. He thrived under Jack's guidance, proving that his spirit was unbroken. The transformation wasn't just physical or skill-based, it was emotional. Tony, once abandoned and unloved, now radiated confidence and purpose. He had found a new identity, not as a burden, but as a valuable and capable partner. Jack, too, found fulfillment in their bond, realizing that saving Tony had also saved a part of himself. As Tony's training neared completion, Jack prepared to introduce him to the military canine unit. He knew Tony had what it took to excel, but the journey wasn't over. Together, they had overcome incredible odds, and Jack was determined to see Tony's story reach its full potential. Jack's hard work and dedication with Tony culminated in a moment of truth as the pair joined the military canine unit for their first official evaluation. Tony's reputation had already started to grow within Jack's circle, with fellow officers hearing about the abandoned German shepherd who had turned into a disciplined and capable companion. But this was Tony's chance to prove himself on a larger stage, to show that his transformation was not just a fluke, but the result of relentless training, trust, and resilience. The evaluation day was packed with rigorous tests. These trials were not just about following commands or running through obstacle courses. They were simulations designed to mimic the high-pressure situations military dogs often faced in the field. From detecting hidden explosives to identifying intruders in a search and rescue drill, every task demanded precision, speed, and unwavering focus. Tony, with Jack by his side, tackled each challenge head-on. The once fragile dog now displayed agility that left spectators awestruck. He leaped over high walls, crawled through narrow tunnels, and responded to Jack's hand signals with split-second accuracy. During the scent detection test, Tony located a hidden training device in record time, his powerful nose and sharp instincts working seamlessly. The final test was perhaps the most demanding, a live simulation of a hostage rescue mission. The exercise involved a series of complex maneuvers, including navigating unfamiliar terrain, locating the hostage, and neutralizing the enemy without causing harm. Tony performed flawlessly, his training evident in every calculated move. By the end of the exercise, he had not only met the expectations but exceeded them, earning the admiration of the entire evaluation team. Word of Tony's success spread quickly. News outlets picked up the story of the abandoned dog who had defied all odds, turning into a military hero. Jack, who had always been modest about his role in Tony's transformation, found himself at the center of attention. Interviews, articles, and even invitations to speak at events poured in. Jack used every opportunity to highlight Tony's journey, emphasizing the importance of second chances and the incredible potential of rescue animals. Tony's newfound fame led to his deployment in real-life military operations. From assisting in anti-terrorism missions to aiding in disaster relief efforts, he became an invaluable asset to the team. One particularly notable mission involved locating survivors in the aftermath of a devastating earthquake. Tony's keen sense of smell and tireless determination led to the rescue of multiple people trapped under rubble, earning him a commendation and solidifying his status as a hero. As Tony's legacy grew, so did the regret of his former owner, Mike. Sitting in his luxurious mansion, Mike couldn't escape the headlines celebrating Tony's achievements. The dog he had once dismissed as a burden had become a symbol of courage and perseverance. Mike reached out to Jack, hoping for a chance to apologize and make amends, but Jack, protective of Tony's new life, declined the meeting. "Tony doesn't need apologies," Jack said. "He needs people who believe in him." Jack and Tony's partnership became legendary, inspiring others to see the potential in every animal, regardless of their past. Tony's story wasn't just about redemption. It was a testament to the power of compassion, resilience, and unwavering belief. Together, Jack and Tony continued their work, training other rescue dogs and sharing their story with the world. They proved that with the right care and commitment, even the most broken can rise to greatness. Tony's story continued to grow, touching lives in ways neither Jack nor anyone else could have anticipated. As time went on, the bond between the former stray German Shepherd and his adoptive army trainer became the stuff of legend, inspiring countless individuals around the world. Jack, with his steadfast commitment, and Tony, with his unyielding spirit, became an inseparable pair that represented hope, redemption, and the boundless potential of second chances. But their journey was far from over. Following their extensive contributions to the military, Jack and Tony transitioned into a new phase of their lives. They began visiting schools, community centers, and even prisons, sharing their incredible journey with people of all ages and backgrounds. Tony's presence alone had a profound impact. Children adored him, prisoners found hope in his transformation, and adults were moved to tears by the story of how love and perseverance turned an abandoned dog into a hero. One of their most significant projects was a rehabilitation program for veterans and rescue dogs. Jack knew firsthand the challenges of returning to civilian life after serving in the military, and he recognized how much Tony had helped him heal from his own emotional scars. Together, they worked to pair veterans struggling with PTSD with rescue animals in need of homes, creating bonds that healed both man and dog. Tony, now a symbol of resilience, played an active role in these sessions. He would demonstrate his training, perform tasks, and even interact directly with the veterans and their new companions. His calm demeanor and undeniable charisma made him the perfect ambassador for the program. Many veterans credited Tony's example as the spark that helped them rebuild their lives. Jack and Tony's story also caught the attention of animal welfare advocates and organizations worldwide. They were invited to participate in campaigns promoting the adoption of rescue animals, emphasizing that every dog, regardless of their past, has the potential to thrive. Tony became the face of these campaigns, his image appearing on billboards, posters, and social media platforms with messages like, "Every dog deserves a second chance." In addition to their advocacy work, Jack and Tony began mentoring aspiring dog trainers and military personnel. Jack shared his expertise, teaching others how to train dogs with patience, respect, and understanding. Tony's live demonstrations showcased not only his incredible skills, but also the importance of trust and partnership between a trainer and their dog. The impact of their work extended beyond borders. They traveled internationally, collaborating with military units, rescue organizations, and humanitarian groups. Tony's ability to adapt to different environments and connect with people from all walks of life made him a global sensation. He became a symbol of hope in regions affected by war, natural disasters, and poverty, proving that even in the darkest times, light can emerge. Despite their busy schedule, Jack and Tony always found time to give back to the communities that had supported them. They established a foundation dedicated to rescuing, rehabilitating, and training abandoned animals, ensuring that Tony's legacy would live on for generations. The foundation also provided scholarships for aspiring trainers, enabling them to follow in Jack's footsteps and make a difference in the lives of animals and humans alike. As Tony grew older, Jack ensured that his loyal companion enjoyed a comfortable and fulfilling retirement. Though Tony no longer participated in demanding tasks, he remained an active presence in their advocacy and mentoring efforts. His wisdom and experience were invaluable, and he continued to inspire everyone he met. Mike, the millionaire who had abandoned Tony, remained a peripheral figure in their story. While he had expressed regret and attempted to reconnect, Jack and Tony had moved on, focused on the future rather than the past. However, Mike's regret led him to make significant contributions to animal welfare organizations, inspired by Tony's remarkable transformation. In their final years together, Jack and Tony reflected on the incredible journey they had shared. From the depths of despair to the heights of success, their bond had carried them through it all. Tony's story was more than just a tale of redemption. It was a testament to the power of love, resilience, and second chances. As Jack often said, "Tony didn't just change my life, he changed the world."